I respect all teachers at this school. 3, 2, 1, go.
Even if I think someone's like a bad teacher, or they did something that like I could have learned better if they did this instead, I think I still have respect for that teacher, because I mean they're learning too, but I don't have respect for the teachers that I hear about who are having this repeated like attitude towards our students that is just not acceptable.
When I show up to class on time every day, and I proofread everything I turn in, and then they show up late for class, and there are grammatical errors in the questions they've given me on a test so bad that I can't understand the question, that makes me lose a lot of respect for them. And then there have also been other issues that I know of. Of course, nobody's mean to me because I come from a place of sometimes unbelievable privilege, but I know of teachers saying and doing horrible things to my friends that make me want to not trust any teachers, because I know that they all belong to this community and they all know each other, and some of them are endorsing the things that these teachers are doing.
Like teachers, they can make mistakes or whatever, and I think, we all do, but sometimes there's just this idea of like, oh, I don't need to apologize since I'm the teacher, even if there was a situation that I feel like, you were in the wrong for. So that's why I'm over here, but I also feel like, I'm not trying to say that's like the majority of teachers. I've had a lot of great teachers, but if there's one like kind of like rotten strawberry in your box of strawberries, even if the strawberry does get thrown out or the teacher does get fired, you still want to look at the other strawberries again, you know what I mean? You don't just start eating them and you're like, oh, they're great again. You want to check all of them. Sorry, but you know what I mean, right? Because it's like it's not like the teachers are like all like not talking to each other. It's like, oh, if you're all being like friendly like this, did you just like not know what was happening, or maybe you were just like choosing to ignore it? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I feel like I wish I didn't go into classes as cautious as I do sometimes, but I definitely do.
I see both like myself as a normal human and then also me as my job as a teacher is more so as my job as a teacher is to like extend respect to every both student in the school and staff member, and so that I sort of like have to, as a professional, respect the other staff members and the other teachers. Now that doesn't mean I also don't hear some of those things, right, that people are saying, and so I think that's why I'm here rather than like all the way on agree. But I also would push back on like what some of you guys are saying, that like we know each other. There are 400 staff members in the school. And I do not know everyone. I maybe know everyone's face, maybe, but probably not. And so the amount that I like interact with a lot of people is a lot less, I think, than sometimes it might look like or seem like.
I often don't see anybody else other than my students. It's a very isolating thing. And sometimes that isolation creates that cacophony around yourself of like, this is what you do, this is what, and we did a thing in RISTA at one point where we visited each other's classrooms. It made a huge difference.
It's good to hear that perspective from the students, that it is really easy for teachers to lose that respect, and that to then sort of affect, as Nick is saying, right, affect other teachers as well, like sort of paint more teachers with broader brushes.
No teacher is going to be the perfect teacher for every student. So one thing, when students start complaining about another staff member in my class, I said, hold a second, let's they didn't work for you, but they might be the right person for somebody else. Nobody comes into teaching because they want to torture children, even though I joke about that in my classroom. No one does that. It's just too hard that there's not enough value in that. So it's hard.